All right. Well, then basically I open this session as one of the last acts of mine in this board. Thank you much for joining, everyone. Yeah, great to have you back again in this session. Again, would have been much nicer in person, but that will have to do. We would now start with approving the agenda for the general meeting, and that will be a relatively short affair. And then going forward, going through the general meeting with approving also the minutes of the last general meeting of last year. And with that, I would hand over to now, do we basically approve now the agenda, I guess, for this session, and if there are no abstentions, then we would basically move forward with that agenda.
Yeah, and the minutes, because I do think, I mean, one item is the agenda. After the discussions yesterday, I've changed the agenda.
Okay.
So I want people to be happy with that we are doing the handover of the officers at this AGM. And as discussed, we're not talking about the chairs, neither the committees. And then
so
the item of general business.
Yeah, so the structure based. Yeah, so the
structure they can see that under general business. Yes.
Yeah, so the structure is that we approve. We need to move to approve this agenda. The agenda basically sees to do the general meeting, and with that, basically the initiative of handing over the officer roles from the old to the new board, and with that, the responsibility goes over to the new executive of the organization. And then basically the incoming president taken over the meeting. And I would say then we would also, so it's then to the incoming president to approve the agenda for the board meeting 73, which is outside the scope of the old board.
Yeah, correct.
So again, if everyone is in agreement, then we would approve this agenda. Anyone against that or no?
Agree.
And I guess it's just for the record here that we have that agreement in the chat, please. Okay, and then we would move to the minutes of the AGM number 30.
Yeah, so minutes of the AGM. So this is the AGM we had in Auckland. Feels like a complete different world, obviously, as we are in now, because then we were in full anticipation of a wonderful geothermal year 2020 with our flagship event. Basically, it follows very much a structure that you are all very well used to at the AGM. We have a couple of motions. We've accepted the agenda. We've accepted the minutes of AGM 29. We had a motion to offer PhD students a free IGA membership. This was offered, no one took it, but we will continue offering a PhD studentship, a free membership to students when we have specific events. But for the moment, no one accepted our very generous offer of becoming an IGA student member by not paying $10. This is also the important notion that so motion 30.4, this is the financial backstop of having a limit of 150,000 euros on our combined bank account, so our total reserves, as a financial backstop. So if I find out that we are nearing or are going to reach that minimum amount on our reserves, it is my duty, obviously, to inform my shareholder ASAP. This is not the case at this moment, which is why we are not informed on having to do such an important discussion point on the financial backstop. But this is where the emotion sits, and it was carried at the AGM. And then, of course, that our next meeting was supposed to be in Iceland. And that is not no longer valid, but that's not at this point of discussion. So, yeah.
So I would then move on accepting these minutes from the AGM number 30 of last year.
Okay.
Anyone second that?
I will.
Okay, Jen seconds that.
Okay.
And for the records. And then basically we would have to formally agree in the chat again, please. Okay, I mean, if that is then done, I think we can move to the next item on the agenda, and that is the handover, I would assume.
Absolutely. So let me share. No, Gregor, can you share the agenda? Yeah, again. Yeah. So I was thinking, and I know, I mean, this is my first handover that I ever witnessed, but for those of you who have been there before, I think this is quite exciting for the outgoing board to hand over to the incoming board. With all that, of course, also handing over the legal implications of being a board member, specifically an officer, and soon to be newly installed chairs as well. So I think this is deserving a photo moment, isn't that so? Meaning that normally my understanding is if I go through the press releases that we've done, we always have nice pictures that go with it, where the outgoing president gives the handshake to the incoming president and do some photo moments. Obviously, under these extreme circumstances, we're doing this virtually, and hence it's going to be quite tricky. Luckily, we have Mr. Selfie Surya, who I see is already there making pictures. So I was thinking, in order to jive up a bit let's say the photo moments here, let's have a bit of a tryout how to do the handover, because legally, this is it. I mean, this is the moment where we transfer. This is also the moment where the old board says bye to their tenure. And this is also where the new board steps in. So maybe if you have any final words to say, Alex, or any other of the officers or people on board who want to say bye-bye and thank everybody, I think this is the moment. And then I would like to proceed to doing something, very dynamic in terms of seeing if we can get nice pictures, people handshaking, from officer to officer, from president to president. And then we have a bit of a collage, and we can post that on all our channels.
Shall I maybe quickly start?
Yes.
So very briefly, naturally, I gave a little bit of a background and story in the preparation meeting that we had on Friday. So for those of you who have missed, just very briefly, I want to congratulate my old board for the fantastic work that we all have done in laying a fantastic foundation for the IGA and for what we've achieved. I'm very grateful for all of your support on the strategic sessions that we started with and all the work that we've done in the process of strengthening the IGA. So I'm really confident leaving the presidency and of the great foundation we've laid, and very proud of the achievements of this board. And with that, I'm very, very grateful, and I'm also very grateful and thankful for this fantastic new board that has taken over. And and having such a incredibly talented and supportive and passionate geothermalist like Andy Blair taken over. I think this is fantastic, and I'm very, very, very pleased. And naturally, she comes with a fantastic team of women into this whole equation, which is going to make us all much, much stronger, and us as an industry. And with that, I think there's nothing else for me to say rather than all the best to the new team, to Andy. It is a large task, but I'm very confident that you will do the most of it, if not even more. So with that, basically, I just kind of, we try to kind of come to some kind of idea, doing a high five or handshake or whatever. I've seen a fantastic disco ball moment as well, but that's a bit tricky. And given that we have the video together, I would propose that we take the agenda off the screen and have everybody in the overview. And I know we're not getting all the 35 in one picture, but maybe we can get all my board members to do a high five to the new board and the new team.
Hey, before we do, can I just say a couple of things?
Absolutely.
So I just want to
Stop sharing.
Address you, Alex, and say that I wholeheartedly appreciate all the time and energy that you've invested in the IGA. You've led a transformative change for this organization and to this independent model of operation. And that took a lot of courage and leadership. And you did take us all with you. And that's a massive undertaking. It also demanded a lot of you personally. And I just want to say thank you for the sacrifices you've made for all of us and all in our industry. And just know that your efforts will continue to reap the rewards of those efforts for many years. And, we truly appreciate it. Your structure for the board meetings made a lot of fun for all of us. I really enjoyed it. And just know that I intend to keep that structure because it's fantastic. And I just want to wish the very best for you, Alex, and hope every success for you as you turn your face to new adventures. So what I want to do is just for 1 second, you don't need to turn your microphones on, but let's all just take a moment and give Alex a massive applause for his efforts and sacrifice over the last few years. So thanks, Alex.
Doesn't happen that often that I'm speechless, but it happens. Thank you so much. I appreciate this very much, especially for someone coming like who's so invested in the geothermal sector like I am. So thank you so much.
You deserve it.
Great. So from the other officers, is there anything you want to, I don't know, wish to the new incoming officers? Toshi, I know you want to speak.
Yes, I just a few words on. I thank you all over my colleague in this board, retiring board, and I'm very happy with working with Alex, who is very young, energetic, and handsome guy, leading this board term. And we had a wonderful time, and I hope the coming board will have another excellent time for coming 3 years. And particularly, yes. So, of course, we have lots of tasks, challenging tasks in the coming 3 years. I hope you have a good journey. Thank you very much. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah. Bruno?
Yes, thank you, Marit. And thank you to all of the outcoming board members who did an excellent and great job in the last term, taking IGA towards a really fundamental transition that all of us are very happy to support and try to achieve as soon as possible and strengthen it. It was quite an important change, and several of us were putting lots of passion, lots of involvement and time and work. One thing that I'm really happy with is the new, I would say, officers and executive team of the new board. It has a great potential. So I wish you really a success taking the ship to the port we would like, and the harbor we would like to get into. One thing which is, I think, very important, and I really believe into, is this new geothermal sustainability assessment protocol that I'm very happy you introduced in the agenda on the following board meeting, which I think it's an important leverage. And I would like to spend a work on this, because it will bring potential for the fundraising and the self-sustaining IGA association. So I thank all the outgoing board members for working and teaching me lots of things that I'm happy with. And I wish to the new board all the success. Thanks.
Colin. Maybe Colin.
He's not in yet.
He's not in yet. Okay, well, I'm sure he wish you well, Gabor. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Before we do the handshake and we move, I have to say the following. It has been a pleasure. Alex, first and foremost, my sincere gratitude goes to you. It has been quite a ride. Not only did I have to learn German of all languages in the world, but also we had to deal with all kinds of organizational matters that was beyond what I was expecting when I saw the advertisement for executive director of the IGA. I've learned not only a lot from you in entrepreneurial thinking and how you shape an organization and how you engage with people, not only within the board, but also beyond that. I think your passion for geothermal is just amazing for a lawyer, but I think you love the subsurface and all the rocks that I've been showing you. Deep down in you, you wanted to be a geologist. I know it, just admit it one day. I am so pleased that you will stay on. And I know you're not going to be as loud and as voicey and as long dreaded and etc. But I am so happy that you stay on as ex-president for the coming 3 years, because we still have a lot to do. And we still need your passion for geothermal, but also we need your entrepreneurial spirits, because we are in startup mode. We are now incubating something that is here to stay for the very long term. And with you as a board member 26, I think we're going to be ready to do so. I'm also grateful for all the other board members over the past 3 years. It has been exciting. It has been quite nice. We've also had quite a few frictions, but as they say, without friction, no shine. So I do thank you for all your critical thinking, for shaping that conversation, and ultimately for signing off the mandate to execute. You've been bold, you've been very strong in your conversations, and seeing that change from a legacy of a, let's say, normally hosted situation to an independent organization is not a small thing to act on. So I do thank you all for supporting not only Alex in his presidency, but also gaining me into that role, the trust and the respect that not only me deserves, but also the team that you have been allowing me to work with. That is so important, because without Gregor and without Margaret, this would not have happened. So I want to say thank you for the current board who is now saying goodbye. I also want to highlight all the social events that we've done because it has been amazing. You have showed me true passion, not only for the geothermal side, but also for the social side. All the events, all the fun, all the great stuff that we've been to. The pictures prove it, that we had fun. And I think this is the most important point for all of you out there in that board space, but also for us as people who are working on this end to do this professionally. I think I also want to say, of course, I look forward to the next 3 years. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be very interesting to see where we are heading towards. Andy, great stuff. Looking forward to your leadership. Looking forward to see your team shaping up, and can't wait to start because we're ready. And I think we are all ready to serve. Thank you. Okay, with that, I think if we can do, let's say, Alex and Andy with a hand up. Yes.
But then someone should be facing the other way, no?
Well, I see Andy on the right to me, so that's where I put my hand.
Can you do to the different way, Alex? To the left, to the left, to the left. Yeah, to the left, not to the right, to the left. From right hand side, but to the left, you know. And Andy is from the left.
Well, I see it like this.
Oh, okay.
We not.
It's quite different. Okay. Let me take it.
Then take a picture, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, how? I'm having my right hand on the screen, for Christ's sake. Hang on. Oh, this is just too funny. Oh, do we get this? And maybe, Andy, your hand a little bit backwards from the camera away.
Okay.
Like yeah. Yeah, and then now closer to the frame, so a little bit more outside. Yeah, a bit more.
I already take it.
I know. Okay. Anyway, that's the best it goes.
Yes. Well done. Yeah. Yay.
Give applause, everybody.
And thank you so much. Appreciate that. And all the best, Andy and Jane and Pri and Gabor.
All the best.
Thanks, Alex.
Andy
Can't wait to
Sabin.
see you again.
Andy Sabin, yeah.
You will not get rid of me.
Andy Sabin, I mean, Andy.
I know, I'm just screwing up here. Sorry. Proceed, please.
I thought you raised your hand to say something. So
I was trying to be clever, but it's too early in the morning to do that. I'm fortunate that I'm even in this meeting, so.
well done. Well done. Okay, with that, from a process point of view, this is the handover. So old board is now heading over to new board, meaning that we have concluded board term 2016-2020 and the new board is installed. 9:30 sharp, CEST. Well done. So Andy, the floor is yours. This is now your call. You're the chair of the remaining part of the AGM. And the only other item on the agenda is general business before we can conclude.
So I invite everybody, anyone who has any general business to discuss, to speak now or forever hold your peace.
Was there any reports to accept? Or to? Or
Yeah,
done?
we did that.
It was yesterday's.
Well, we accepted the agenda and the minutes.
But there wasn't any other reports to accept
No.
for this AGM?
No.
Okay.
Right, I think that's about it.
Yeah. I see no more hands.
So,
No.
yeah.
No, nothing. Yeah.
So I just want to say thanks to the previous board for all the efforts. I've enjoyed getting to know you all and working with you. And I know our future's bright out there in geothermal, knowing all the smart, motivated people out there supporting it. And I look forward now to kicking off with the new board, off with you shortly. So once again, appreciate all your efforts to the previous board and to Alex. And now I officially close this annual general meeting. Thank you.
Super. Thank you very much.
Well done, team.